Hey YouTube family, in this video we're going to discuss 30 tips on how to rent a condo in Thailand. That way you're not caught up in a 6-month or a year lease and you wish you would have known this material before. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this, but let's get rocking and rolling because we have a lot of stuff to cover. So let's get rocking. Number one, when you're looking for a condo, you're going to get the best price being here in person. And there's several reasons for that. For one, you're gonna like it way more. You're seeing everything in person. You're not only looking at pictures. Pictures can be very, very deceiving. They can be deceiving like how quality the furniture is. They can be deceiving how big, it will actually look bigger in a picture than what it does in a real life. And you're able to see the whole grounds of the place. You're able to see how they keep up with it, how they keep up with the whole complex. You're able to see the location, what you like, what you don't like, and you'll be able to balance the two just being here in person. Plus, you get the best price because if I really like it, I can rent this place today. So you can negotiate today. I'm not negotiating 3 months down the road. I can negotiate today, either with a condo owner or the agent, and we can negotiate and come up with an excellent price for me. Hey friends, number two is being able to do what you want. So making sure your condo is in prime location for you, but make sure you can live your lifestyle. So for example, if you want to be outdoorsy, you want to get involved with the outdoor life, you live by the beach, you kind of want to be like a beach bum, get into surfing, walk on the beach, run on the beach, have that outdoor lifestyle. Make sure you can do that where your condo is, and make sure you can have an outdoor life. Like if I'm here, make sure you're close to kind of things that you like to do. And it's an easy access. Now for me, I live here, I've been here 3 years, and I have a motorbike. It's easy for me to get around. But when you first come here, you might not have a motorbike or a car yet. So that's really the most important, being able to cater everything for you, especially if you're up in Bangkok. If you live up in Bangkok, you can rent a condo and be in the middle of nowhere, and you're not close to anything. You're not close to the metro, the buses, and that's why I tell you, it's like, depending upon where you are in the beach community, make sure you can do everything you want to do on a daily basis, weekly basis, and things that kind of come and go, you can drive to, take a tuk-tuk to, take a taxi to, but make sure it's a comfortable lifestyle. Now, number three, the best advice I can give you, especially if you're new to the area, you're booking online, you can't be here and see everything in person, is book a place for 30 days. That's the best advice. Don't book it for 3 months. Don't sign a lease for 6 months or a year without being here. Come here for 30 days, sign a 30-day lease, and yes, a 30-day lease will be a little bit more expensive than if you sign a 6-month or a year lease, because you won't have as much negotiating power. I go, but if you don't like the place, you're done and out in 30 days. Bottom line. So when you come here for 30 days, I can look at right now I'm in Hua Hin, so it gives me a chance to look at the area. I go out, I'll look at other condos to see what I like. Then if I don't like it here, I can scat. Or if I do love it here, I can always extend my lease, stay longer, and or I'm giving you a lot of ors here. Maybe you love it here, but you just don't like the location of your condo. Maybe your condo's getting hit by the sun. Maybe you want to be closer by the amenities or whatever. Maybe you want to be on the backside so you have the view of the city. So you have a chance to actually, you can stay in the place, but you change rooms, you change locations within the complex. Okay, let's talk about price here for a second. As we got the Christmas trees in the background, kind of the money time here in Thailand. But price is, always remember, you can negotiate between 10 to 30% off the asking price. Like, since you're a Falong and you're staying in these luxury places, they cushion it a lot. Sometimes they cushion it when it gets to high season. So when you're paying rent, there is no really comps here what people really pay. So they cushion it so much. So you can easily negotiate. You can easily ask for 10 through 30% off the asking price, what your rent's going to be per month. Always remember that. Negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. And if they're not willing to negotiate, if it's not worth it to you, then walk away, because 100%, there's hundreds of condos in Thailand. There's hundreds of, people, a condo owner or an agent will give you exactly what you want. You just have to look. but negotiate. This is what a lot of YouTubers don't tell you. Okay, you can negotiate. Now, number 5 with rent and negotiating is the best price is going to be in rainy season. So rainy season kind of hits around, it goes from June to October. The issue with October, when you get closer to October, is October is close to high season. High season is from November to February. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a good price in high season. It's just a little bit more difficult. And July is that sweet point. July is that sweet point where that's you're right in the heart of rainy season, but hardly anybody's coming to Thailand. The rents are going down. And so, I mean, they're dropped drastically. I mean, for example, like here in high season for a 1 bedroom, people could be paying 22,000 baht, but I'm only paying 15,000 baht. So there is a huge difference between being a good negotiator and knowing the time to kind of come in and nab a condo. Number 6 is don't get caught up with all these amenities. Okay, I get caught up into it. Okay, it's very easy to get caught up with a terrific pool. Maybe they have an awesome gym. Maybe they have a steam room. They have a sauna, and you're just like, oh, okay. So don't get caught up with all these amenities. I know it's kind of like a double negative here, but trust me, is don't get caught up with all the amenities because you overlook everything else we're talking about. You come in and your mind just gets so laser focused on, oh my God, I can't wait to go to that pool. But that will deter you. You stop looking for things that kind of piss you off or make you mad, make you upset, or things that you would normally walk away from. Okay, number 7. The reason why I tell you not to get caught up with these amenities, there's many good reasons, and let me show you a good reason why. Ta-da! Okay, this bridge right here is broken. It's been broken since about June or July, and this is already the end of December. So this bridge has been broken for 6 months. Okay. Okay, let me show you one more other thing. Okay, I'll go over here because I'll get a really good view of this. Okay, the pool here comes with a slide, but the slide has been broken. So the slide's been broken since June. It's been shut down since June. And this is the end of December. So it's been 6 months since this bad boy's been broke. So now I'm an adult. It's not like when I come to the pool, I'm gonna go down the slide, even though the slide is fun. But if I had kids, and kids would love to come down here and go down the slide, there's a little kiddie area over here once they turn on the sprinklers. I mean, that would honestly piss me off, because this is why I tell you, don't get caught up with amenities, because Thailand, not just Thailand, once the amenities break, they take forever to fix them. So the amenities can be broke for 6 months. They could be broke the whole time, the rest of your lease. And that's the main reason you live here, is for the amenities. And when they break, they don't fix them, or they take forever to fix them. And listen, when you watch other YouTubers, listen to them. Sometimes they don't outright say it, but sometimes they'll say, oh, I live in this great condo complex, but my steam room and sauna has been broke the whole time I've been here. So they take forever to fix stuff. That's why don't get caught up in these amenities, because once they break, they're going to stay broken for a while. Another thing with the amenities, not just it being broke, but also look at how big the complex is. Because when I go here, I'm kind of trying to show you how big the complex is, but this is a huge complex. It has over 700 units. Okay, so have some common sense. 700 units. So, but basically 700 units is a lot of people. So when everything's full, all these amenities become over-occupied. The gym over here becomes over-occupied, meaning I can't use them, especially if this place is leaky, especially if condos are treated like a hotel. Okay, it just means it's going to become over-occupied, so you can't use the amenities. So that's why I tell you is don't get all caught up with these amenities. Everybody, number 8, we're at the Pineapple Village, the home of the pineapple. I'm just joking, but Pineapple Village, it's a condo apartment here in Hua Hin. But number 8 is, look at your condo in daytime and nighttime, okay? Because In daytime, it could look really quiet like this. Okay, I mean, you're by this kind of a big road right here. People fly by pretty fast. That brings up noise. But the whole point is visit it at nighttime too, because it could be a drastic change at nighttime. Okay, everybody, number 9 is the whereabouts of your condo. You really have to pay attention to where your condo is located. Right now, I'm in Wahin. I am at Bangkok Por. Now, Bangkok Por is kind of a giant beer garden. That's how I like to describe it. But they got food all over here. You can see all the tables. This is all food section right here. But the big thing I want to point out here, they have a big band right here. Band plays 7 nights a week, starts at 8 p.m., plays till midnight, and they play music from like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So the biggest thing here, you have a condo right there, and you have a condo right over there. So you really have to pay attention where your condo is with nightlife during the day, during the traffic, what's going on at nighttime, because 100% people break their leases right over here, which is just way too loud, and right over here because it's way too loud. And remember, a lot of the newer condos, you think luxury, you think everything would be soundproof, the walls would be soundproof, the glass would be soundproof, but they're usually built very cheap. Usually the older complexes are more soundproof than the newer. So this is so important with number 9 here. Pay attention to where your condo is located just because of sound. Now, number 10, as you're viewing the condo in person, okay, keep your mind focused on the upkeep of the condo. Okay, how clean do they keep the condo, the whole complex, not just the room, okay? How well do they keep it gardened, okay? Now, you might not know this because if you really love a place, really what you need to do is you need to maybe visit the place a couple times. And we'll talk about that later on, but visit the place in the morning, visit the place in the evening, visit the place at nighttime, so you really get a good idea of the condo, especially when you're going to sign a year lease. So you can look at the grounds of the condo. You can look at, do they fix things? Are things already broke? Is it a little bit ghetto? Sometimes they just store stuff all over, and it's not like in a storage place. It kind of makes it look a little bit ghetto. You'll see luxury places like that as well. So pay attention to the grounds, the upkeep of the whole condo. Number 11 is, now you have to be really proactive to do this, and you have to be kind of confident to do this. But number 11 is when you're viewing the condo, when you're viewing the complex, even if you're with the owner or the agent, if people are walking around, I would stop someone and ask them, hey, how do you like it here? How long have you been here? Because that's going to, most of the time, especially for long, most of the time people will tell you an honest answer. But also, I'm kind of looking for if the place is leaky or not. And what I mean by that, if the place is treated like a hotel, or are they doing really short-term stays? Because if I stop someone and I ask, hey, how do you like it here? And they say, oh, I love it. What do you love about it? And they tell me, but then when I say, how long have you been here? If they say, oh, I've been here 1 week, and I say, when are you leaving? And they say, I'm leaving in a few days. Okay, that means they're only there for a week and a half, a couple weeks. And that means that place is treated like a hotel. So when you're signing a long lease, you don't want to stay in a place that's leaky or treated like a hotel, because people's going to be in and out. The amenities get overoccupied, and it's just not, for me anyway, it's just not a very livable situation. Number 12 is the big bad word here in Thailand, and it is, boom, construction. Besides the capital of Thailand being Bangkok, the capital of Thailand should be construction. So they are doing construction all over the place. And Thailand is rather loud. Like once it's daylight, Thailand is so loud. Even when I lived in Phuket, I lived in Phuket for 1 year. And in Phuket, they would start construction sometimes so early, at 6 a.m. in the morning. And sometimes they would last until 10 p.m. at night. There are some construction crews, even if they're building houses, they will work until 10 p.m. at night just because it's cooler, it's not so hot. So sometimes they're not working in prime heat of the day. They're working early morning, late in the evening because it's cooler. But this is a killer when You rent a condo, you rent it for 6 months, a year, you book it online, you don't just pay attention to the surrounding area, and they're doing construction for a whole year, and it brings in all the noise during the day and sometimes at nighttime. And you trust me, I've been here for 3 years, and I've seen I've seen people that they rent condos, maybe they rent for a month, and the jackhammer is going all day long, but they're building the concrete of the land, and they're jackhammering 8 hours a day, and they're sitting on the balcony, and their face is like, like they feel like jumping off the balcony themselves. And this is 100%. If you're booking online, you're going through an agent, they are not going to tell you that they're building a condo right beside your condo. They're building a house. They're not going to tell you these things because they know that you're not going to rent there. So this is why, again, this is why you need to look at this stuff in person. And they're doing construction all over the place. But lo and behold, boom, let's go. Okay, number 13. This one I'm really passionate about is because when I go check out a new condo, check out the parking area. I always say, where's parking? And the agent or owner will always say, oh, it's way over here. And it's like, oh no, take me to it. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Because even if you look at this parking area, okay, it's almost full where there's no parking. And this parking area is actually really small compared to the whole unit, the whole condo complex. What I mean by that, there's 700 units, and inside the parking area, there's only 200 parking spaces. So this parking is really small compared to the condo. So what that means is you're gonna have a lot of issues finding parking. So up here, here's the motorbike parking. You can see it's full. Over here, this is where all the extra motorbikes go, taking up parking spaces. So this is my pet peeve is when I moved in, I was told I had plenty of parking. Everything is covered. Everything is covered over here. Hey, is my buddy right there. But when I sign a lease, I sign a year lease, I want covered parking. This is the main thing I looked for is covered parking for the motorbike, covered parking down here, making sure all the cars are covered parking. Up here, these parking spots are not covered. All these motorbikes right here are not covered. I'm not okay with that because I signed a year lease. I want my motorbike covered because you might think I'm being anal. You might think I'm being, oh my gosh, are you being a baby? But in Thailand, the sun, the heat, and the humidity is really fierce here. And it will ruin your paint job on your car if you park outside and or your motorbike. So always keep that in mind is the heat. The heat is something you don't think of until you actually live here. And then when it starts to ruin your car that you just bought here in Thailand or your motorbike, then you're gonna start taking it more serious. But look at the parking, but you want plenty of parking. If it's a huge unit, you want plenty of parking. Okay, I know YouTubers, they like to go on and show you these fancy, like they have over 1,000 units, but my mind goes right to the park. Where's parking? They're not showing you the parking area. They're not showing you the parking area because either there is no parking or the parking area is small. So make sure you check the parking. Okay, now we're nearly halfway there. So now in this section, we're gonna go inside. We're gonna go inside a condo and look at a condo and discuss some more tips and tricks, what to look for inside a condo. So lo and behold, let's go inside. You thought I forgot you. Come on in, come. Okay, number 14, and that's Ang's head sitting on the couch way over there. She'll just ignore us, but anyway, that's her. She's not a ghost. If you're thinking that's a Thai ghost over there, but anyway, the first thing you want to look at when you go inside a condo is we have to talk about furniture and how comfortable the furniture is. The pro of Thailand is most condos come furnished, but what they don't tell you is that yes, they come furnished, but most of the time they just have very cheap furniture and very uncomfortable furniture. So even with me, I'm getting bold now. When I start looking at a condo and I'll just go over there. If I'm very interested in a condo and I'm gonna make an offer, I'll go over there and sit on the couch to see how comfortable it is. I'll go sit on the bed to see how comfortable the bed mattress is. Now, another thing to bring up when we start talking about furniture and things being comfortable or things being cheap is that lots of times some owners will take it. Like, for example, if I didn't want this couch here and I told the owner, I told the agent, oh, I don't want it here, I'll just buy my own. Sometimes they'll take it, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll just say, no, you have to live with it. Or they'll say, you have to live with a bed mattress. So don't assume that whenever you're tired of this couch and you want to buy a new one, that they're going to take it from you. And you can't throw away their stuff or they're going to charge you for it. So don't assume anything. Always ask, ask, ask. Now, number 15 is you're going to notice that I have nothing hanging on the walls. My walls are bare. There is a reason for that because in this condo, there's the owner and the agent don't want you to hang nothing on the walls. They didn't decorate anything, as you can tell. So that's kind of been a pet peeve of mine. I try to decorate as much as I can. But again, you can't assume, just like if you're coming from the States, 100% you're coming from the States, you can hang stuff on the wall. You can repaint the walls if you want. You can't do that stuff in Thailand. You're going to always have to ask permission. So just don't assume you can start coming in here, hammering screws and nails on the wall, because they will take, and this is kind of common, they will try to take your whole security deposit for doing something kind of stupid like this. So always ask. Number 16, I'm getting ready to take a shower. Just joking, by the way. But number 16 is hot water. So I want to share a tip with you, even though it's kind of crowded in here, is if you're watching YouTube videos and it's addicting, the YouTubers, they'll go around and they'll show a whole bunch of different condos and they tour the condos and they show you the amenities, show you the room. Sometimes they show you the bathroom, but sometimes they don't. But if they do, in the bathroom, always look for a water heater. Okay, now this is a pro and con. One, this means this shower has hot water, but what this means when you see this heater in the bathroom in the shower, what this means is there's no hot water in the entire condo. The entire condo is only cold water. So there's no hot, you have no hot water. For example, in the sink right here, there's no hot water. It's all cold. The same thing in the kitchen. It's all cold water. So, I said there's a pro and con to this, is that when you see these, is especially for someone, like if you love hot showers, okay, like me, I love hot showers. This isn't going to be hot enough for you. This is kind of, for me, it's like lukewarm. It's kind of like you're taking a lukewarm shower. So it's not going to get steamy hot because this little contraption is just heating up the cold water. So that's really the pro and con. That's why I tell you, okay, if you're only coming for a couple of weeks, stay in a resort. I'm not lying to you. At least the resort has hot water. If you love hot showers, you can take a hot shower, steaming hot shower if you like. Now, I'm not saying, some condos will come with hot water, okay? But the key, if you see this in their videos, you know right away. Even for me, I know right away the whole condo complex has cold water. So that's a tip. And then also, when you're checking the condo, you want to make sure it works. Okay? Don't, like I said, don't assume anything. You want to make sure that you at least have hot water in the shower. Okay, number 17. Number 17, we're going to talk about the refrigerators. We're going to talk about the kitchen area. And remind me, because I need to talk about the washer and dryers in condo units in Thailand. So let's get rocking. Now with the refrigerator, now this is a decent sized refrigerator, but as you can tell, kind of how I'm standing and the angle of the camera, I'm taller than the refrigerator. So this isn't a full-size refrigerator. So usually a full size would be a little bit taller than me and it will be a little bit wider. But there is a huge but. But this is actually a decent sized refrigerator for condos in Thailand. I've seen such silly examples when it comes to refrigerators. I've seen little ones, almost like, those mini fridges like you would have in college in your dorm room. I've seen those in condos. I've even seen those in Thai style houses when you go inside the kitchen. So if you love to cook, this is the thing. If you love to cook, this is going to be a must for you because you're going to want a big refrigerator because Ang and I, she's outside right now, but Ang and I, we love to go shopping. I go to the street markets. I buy fresh produce, fresh fruits. I buy it from Thai people from their land. That's what I mean by a street market. So my refrigerator is full. You can see that bad boy right there. I mean, my refrigerator is full. The freezer is getting kind of empty, but you know, even for this size, it's easy to fill up. So you're gonna want a big refrigerator, and this I've seen even in really luxury condos, it will actually be the mini fridge way down here. So that's a no-no for me because I love to cook. Okay, that leads us up to the kitchen. Usually kitchens in Thailand, this is going to be the biggest difference because if you come from the States or Europe, you have a full kitchen no matter where you live. No matter if you live in an apartment, you live in a condo, you live in a house, it's going to come with a full kitchen. And this is going to be something really different that you're going to have to get used to. Or, you know, when you're looking for a condo, if you love to cook, we both cook from home. You know, I love to be healthy, even though you can't tell, I have a little gut on me I'm trying to get rid of. But usually some condos come with no kitchen whatsoever. And you'll see that when people do tours of their room or their condo. And this isn't a studio, this is a 1 bedroom. So this condo, it only comes with a little simple burner that's electric and you can turn on. And up here, this is pretty cheap up here as well. You know, this is where we keep the dishes right here. This is an absolutely nonsense, you know, just a bad architecture. You know, it's supposed to be like a little spice rack, but it's actually too small for any spices. So I got to lay them down sideways to actually fit them in there. So this right here is a total waste of space. Up here, there is nothing. Okay, it's just hollow. I'm assuming there's just wires behind here. So this whole thing is just very poorly put together. I mean, and then this room I actually booked online. This is why I tell you don't book stuff online, because if I was in person, I would never ever book this room. I would never even book La Casita, just because this kitchen comes in every single unit in this place. So it's just when condos are small, they're like 35 square meters. I mean, you want it really well put together, especially if you like to cook. So, I mean, you will find condos. This is the positive side of this. You will find exactly what you're looking for. That's why you need to be here in person, be here looking for things. And when you walk in, they don't have a kitchen. They don't even have a microwave. Or I've seen some places, you know, they'll have their microwave sitting on top of the refrigerator. So all I can do is laugh. But again, there are really nice condos out there that have full kitchens. So the last thing I want to talk about is the washer and dryers. This is going to be kind of very unique for you because a lot of condos don't come with washer and dryers. Now this condo, outside, now this is a balcony here. Ang's hanging out outside, so I'm doing this video. But outside is the actual washer hookup. But this condo, the owner didn't buy a washer, so I don't have a washer. But most condos will not come with a dryer. So they only come with a washer, but no dryer. So this takes some getting used to. What that means is, even if you do have a washer, you know, you got to hang all your clothes out on the balcony. Now they do have fluff and fold here in Thailand, so you can take your laundry for someone to do it. But just beware of that, because it's not necessarily bad service, but lots of times Thai have a habit of just throwing all your laundry together. And so sometimes they ruin shirts, or they ruin pants, or they ruin the colors. So sometimes the fluff and fold service you have to kind of look out for. Ang does all the laundry here, but she does it Thai style. This is the big thing here. Thai still does laundry very old-fashioned, by the hand. So if we go in the bathroom here really quick, the nice toilet, the throne right there, but that's not what I'm going to show you. Down here, if I can move my stomach out of the way, down here you see these buckets right here. That's how they do laundry. They do laundry in the buckets by hand, by soap and water. Then they'll go in the shower and do the laundry. Then they will go hang the laundry out on the balcony. So of course, if you're from Europe and the States, you don't do laundry like that. But units do come with washer and dryers. A little bit more harder to come by, but they will have a hookup for that. But it's needed information for you, so you're not really surprised like when you come here, like, where is everything? Where's the kitchen? Where's the washer? Where's the dryer? Like, what are you talking about? I gotta do my laundry by hand. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's move on to number 18. Okay, number 18. We're gonna go out and sit on the balcony and discuss the balcony a little bit. So let's go. So for me, the balcony is kind of big to me now, because the balcony goes on, I'm just sitting down at the table here. The balcony really, and I'll close this door. So the balcony really kind of adds to the amenity for me, is it really adds to the view, because I like to, the curtains closed right here, but I like to open up the curtains in the morning, bring in natural sunlight, and I like to have a really good view. Right now, I live on floor 5, so I have the view of the pool, but when you live on floor 5, like if I'm just sitting here like this, like I'm doing, my view is the other condo, building D beside me. So this is what I'm looking at most of the time. If I'm walking around my condo inside, the curtains are open, this is what I'm seeing. For me, being here for over a year, I'm kind of bua. Bua is a Thai phrase for being bored. I'm bored of it. So that's the big thing for the balcony. My balcony is rather small. You can see boxes behind me. That's all my computer boxes. I have to keep them. That's the warranty. You have to keep the natural box. You got the air conditioners above me. You got clothes above me. It's a little bit cramped for me, cramped for my style a little bit. So it's a little bit too, like, just for the table and chairs. If I show you here, I mean, this is the only space, a little nook area on the balcony. So I like a little bit bigger balcony. So when we talk about that, then the view, let me stand up, I'll show you the view of the pool here, but you got to lean over. But that's my view. If I'm leaning over here and just chatting, that's my view. So it is an excellent view. I'm not complaining about the view, but you do kind of have to lean over and look and stuff like that. If you're just sitting down, again, that's my view right there, looking at other places. But the whole point here is arranging your lifestyle for you. Okay, that's the whole point. It's not about, well, Chad, you should be able to put up with it. No, it's about, when you're moving to a different country, you want to live abroad, it's about, you can design your life exactly how you want. Okay, that's the whole purpose here. And there's many, many, many condos in Thailand. So there's a condo for your lifestyle. There's a condo for exactly what you want, exactly what you want to do, exactly what you want to, if you want to have an outdoor life, there's a place in a condo for you. So my whole point is, you don't have to settle. That's the whole point. Get exactly what you want. Get exactly what makes you happy. Don't be walking around like, oh, I've got to put up with this. You don't. Trust me. Okay, birds. Number 19. We got to talk about birds. Yes, I said birds. I didn't say turds. I said birds. You heard me right. There's a scary movie. There's a whole old-time scary movie called The Birds, where birds, like a flock of birds, would attack people. Reminds me of what we're going to talk about here. But a big thing to talk about birds is because we're looking at condos in person, and they're not going to share this with you if you're not in person. If you're just looking online, they're not going to tell you the condo has too many birds. When you have too many birds, what do birds do? They poop. They sit and they poop on everything. So imagine you living in this tower, you having an infinity pool on the top deck, and the birds crap all over, okay? And if the condo isn't really, really good at cleaning and keeping stuff clean and shiny and wonderful for you, well, that's going to be a major complaint. Another thing with birds is, usually if you go in and look in person, or if you look online, if you say, hey, give me a picture of the balcony, and they take a picture of the balcony, or I see it in person, the balcony will have a bird net. So like, there's a glare here. I don't have a bird net here. So what bird net will do, the bird net will go across the whole balcony. It will cover everything. Okay, there'll be a big net here. Instead of it being open, it's almost like I'm living in jail. Okay, I'm peeking through the little holes to get my view. I'm peeking through the little holes to get the view of the pool. So it can really look like you're living in a cave, you're living in jail. But that is a problem, especially when you live by the beach. You live in a beach community. Birds come with it, and birds can be a problem. Okay, number 20, the last one in this section. We're going to talk about the location of your condo. And the location of your condo, I'm going to show you two directions. Okay, I open the front door here, and I have the location of the balcony right here. What I mean by location is, where is the sun? Okay, how does the sun hit your condo? The lucky thing here, I got really lucky with La Casita, is that I live in building A. There's building A, B, C, and D. Building A sits in the shade, so my condo is shaded, which is really good. So the sun don't hit my condo, even though it looks like it's hitting it, but it's not. That's just the glare of the glass. But if the sun's rising or setting right on your condo, right on your balcony, your condo is going to be hot. Your room's going to be severely hot. So you're going to be running the air all the time, especially if you're paying for the electricity yourself. You're going to feel that a little bit. Also, I'll show you this way. The sun this is near the end of December. So the beach is over there on the other side of those buildings. If you can see if I'm pointing the right way, the sun rises at the beach, then it moves across this way. And it keeps on moving, and it wraps around, and it basically sets right in the middle of building C and D. So when it's right in the middle of C and D, it's glaring right on building C and D. Those rooms are the hottest during the peak hot time here in Thailand. I know around February, March, April, and May, it gets pretty hot. So when people live here and they live in those units, and I don't know if I can show you, I'll try to show you here real fast, is when we flip it, you can kind of see the sun. You can kind of see the sun. This is building D. You can kind of see the sun glaring on building D. Then when you see straight down here, straight back, that's building B and building C. So you can kind of see the shade there, how some units are shaded and some units are getting hit by the sun. But once it becomes really summertime in Thailand, it's not summertime yet in Thailand. So once it becomes summertime in February, March, April, May, I mean, it gets massively hot here and humid, and the sun's going to come around and really hit these condos. So, many people move for that reason, or at least if they want to stay in La Casita, they at least change rooms. Okay, number 21, as I'm standing in the elevator, make sure there's no weird rules in the condo complex that violate your tenant rights, like what's right behind me. These are even posted out for everyone to see, but these are weird rules that you can't eat in common areas. You can't use the barbecue station. You can't smoke. You can't eat down here. You can't eat by the pool. You can't have a beer by the pool. And they have money schemes along with that too, that they want you to pay the juristic office in cash. All this stuff is illegal. So make sure it will violate tenant laws. So make sure that there's no weird rules coming with a complex. And this is kind of a tricky one because a lot of times you won't know until you actually live there. Or how they do it is lots of times when you sit down and actually sign your lease, the juristic office will come out and they'll have almost like a sublease that you're signed, saying that you won't use certain amenities or you won't do certain things. Those are a violation of tenant rights. So with anything like that, I would walk away. If it's posted like I just show you, once I would see that, boom, my mind's made up. I'm not going to stay there. So just keep aware of that. Sometimes they can be really tricky with this stuff. That's why you ask people, you ask people that live here before you actually move in. Number 22, I'm right here by security and the gate. Make sure security and juristic office are strict. And again, this is going to be a tricky one. This is why you want to talk to people that actually live here. Do your homework a little bit, but this is something you're not going to find out until after you sign that lease and you live here. So make sure security is strict. They're not sneaking people in. The parking is right over here beyond this little bush. is they're not sneaking in their buddies to park there. They have no money schemes. At nighttime, they're not treating it like a parking lot so people can park there while they go across the street to the beach or go across the street and eat at restaurants. A condo is a private residence. Same way for Juristic. Okay, Juristic office right over here. I'm walking right there. It's closed right now, but make sure Juristic office has no money schemes. Make sure they don't have weird rules again that they're trying to collect money. Okay, you shouldn't be paying money. Okay, but all the owners here, I don't know if you know, you should know, but all the owners here, when you own a condo, the owners pay monthly management fees, and those monthly management fees pay for everything here. That pays for all the amenities, it pays for the upkeep, it pays for the salaries for the staff, it pays for everything. So when you come in here, okay, as a tenant, you can do whatever the owner can do. Remember that. Number 23 is what you have to understand is a lot of condos, I don't want to say most, but a lot of condos are leaky in Thailand. And leaky is like a Thai phrase. This is what Thai locals call condos. They're saying, oh, this condo is leaky. So what they mean is that condo is treated like a hotel. So I mean, if you're staying long term, 6 months or a year, you really don't want to stay in a condo that's treated like a hotel. What that means is people's coming in, they're staying for 2 nights, they're staying for over the weekend, they're staying for 1 week, and that's it. And this is a violation of the Hotel Act. I mean, in a condo is a residence. So in a condo in Thailand, people have to stay 30 days and above. So, I mean, a lot of condos don't obey this law, but when you're staying long term, I mean, the issue is a couple things. Is one, if there's not enough parking for people, just for the residents, when it's treated like a hotel, the parking will become over occupied. You know, I mean, I've even here when I live here, I've come home many times at nighttime and not have parking, even though I'm on a year lease. And the second thing is, probably the major thing is, the amenities become over occupied, because when people come in for a couple of days and come in for a week, usually they're in awe over the amenities. They're like, oh, you have an awesome pool, an awesome fitness center, you have a sauna, you have a steam room. So they're on vacation, they're in vacation mode, which I understand that, but because they're only here for a couple of days or for the weekend, for a week, but they tend to just gravitate to all the amenities. But people who actually live there, the amenities have become overoccupied. There's just too many people. So you can kind of get my drift. Like, you don't want to live somewhere where people just constantly in and out. When you go downstairs in the common areas, you see bags sitting around, you see luggages always sitting around. So it just gives the place a, almost worse than a resort look, honestly, because a condo isn't built like a resort. So that's really what the takeaway here is. Number 24, let's talk about condo agents, because the two ways you're going to rent a condo in Thailand, either you're going to rent directly through the owner or you're going to rent through an agent. So a couple things with an agent. Sometimes agents can be totally independent, meaning they just work for themselves. Then also agents can work for a company. Okay, a company employs them, and usually the juristic office, if you go to the juristic office will refer you to an agent, but that agent works for the same company the juristic office works for most of the time. So lots of times the agents, you really have to be careful. This is why we're kind of going through the contracts, because in Thailand, there's a lot of agent scams. Now, I've been here for 3 years and I constantly hear people getting scammed. I meet people that get scammed by agents. I also meet people that they're kind of right in the middle of a scam. So in Thailand, it almost happens so much or so regular, you kind of tend to think like, does anything happen to them? You know what I mean? So this is the big thing. This is why you really want to pay attention once we dive into contracts here. Okay, my friends, number 25, we're going to go into rent and we're going to go into security deposit. So this is a must watch right here, because First most, I did a tenant law video. I'm gonna post it here up on top. If I posted it somewhere earlier in this video, I will post the name of the video down below, and I will actually have the video in the description. That way you can easily find it. So if you're doing leases in Thailand, you want to live in Thailand, knowing the tenant laws is an utmost popular thing, is because YouTubers, 100% YouTubers, give you the wrong information on this. I hear YouTubers all the time, the most popular ones online in Thailand, tell you have to pay your first month's security deposit, you have to pay your last month, and you have to give 2 or 3 months security deposit. So you have to go in with 4 or 5 times the rent. That is against Thai law, and they changed this law back in 2018. So, lo and behold, let's dive on here and talk about this. So, I love this website right here because it goes in really quick. The 3 changes that they made back in 2018 is it really kind of upholds the Falong or the foreigner, because that's basically what was happening in Thailand, and it still happens in Thailand, where renters, not just Thai locals, not just Thai, but also Falong that own condos as well, they really try to rip off renters, and then they don't return security deposits. So what did they change in this law? Okay, number 1 is the lessees, which is you, can only request 1 month advance rent and 1 month security deposit. Okay, now this is good news for you, because the leaser, now I think I said this backwards, the leaser and you're the leasee, so the owner of the condo can only request 1 month advance rent and 1 month security deposit. So don't confuse these two together, okay? Your 1 month advance rent is usually your last month rent, and then 1 month security deposit. So legally, when you come in and you sign a new contract, I got to pay my first month. That's common sense a little bit. You got to pay your first month, then you have to pay your last month and 1 month security deposit. This is Thai law, and it changed back in 2018. This is what I push. So when I look for a new condo, this is what I negotiate. If they want my first month, last month, and 2 months security deposit, I basically stop them. If I really want to live there and I really want to negotiate with them, I'll just tell them straight up, that violates Thai law. That let's go by Thai law. That I will give you 1 month. I will pay this month, my last month, and 1 month security. If they still say no, honestly, my friends, I'm gonna walk away. Okay, because I've lived in Thailand for 3 years, and I don't want to be played with. I don't want to play games. And when you still move forward, when they don't want to obey their own Thai laws, you're in for a world of hurt. And if they're already violating it from the beginning, things are just going to get worse when you live there. The second thing they changed is lessees can terminate their lease by providing a 30-day notice. This is exactly how I ended my lease early at La Casita. So you can break your lease early, providing a 30-day notice, and they have to refund you your security deposit. So they can't threaten to call the Thai police on you. They can't threaten to keep your security deposit as a punishment. And it's not just Thai locals doing this. Falong do this as well. That Falong that own condos here in Thailand, they're do it as well too. And they don't know the laws any better than you do. So you got to educate them a little bit when you're getting educated yourself on Thai law. Now the third thing, I'm not going to treat this as a different number, but the third thing to be aware of in Thailand when you rent a condo. Leasers, okay, the owner of the condo, are prohibited from charging premium on utility rates. So what this means is it's pretty popular in Thailand. Like when you pay your electric bill and pay your water bill, it's pretty popular that the owner, like they won't show you the actual bill, and they'll charge you extra. They'll charge you more for electric, or they'll charge you more for water. So they're actually prohibited by law, by Thai law, from doing this. This is illegal. Even in the States, I'm from the United States. This would be a class action lawsuit in the United States if a condo a condo complex was doing this or an owner was doing this. And it's pretty popular for condo complexes and Thai apartments to do this. And how they get away with it, they actually do this at La Casita. They don't do it with the electric. So when I pay my electric bill, I pay directly to the electric company. When I pay my water bill is paid. I pay La Casita for water, then La Casita pays the water company. So when I pay La Casita charges me double. So they don't charge me what the water company would charge me. So they charge me more than a water company. So what I'm saying is when you look for condos, one of the main questions I ask, and usually my Thai girlfriend asks, usually Ang asks for me, like, where do you pay your electric? Where do you pay the water? Because she's kind of getting to, like, you want to pay them directly to the electric company, directly to the water company. That's the best, because if you don't do that, they're always trying to make money. They're always trying to make money on you a little bit, not to be negative, but stay with the law. Like with anything like this, don't get too much like, oh my god, I really want to stay here, they have awesome amenities, I really love it here, but they're playing with you a little bit. If they're playing with you, once you sign that lease, it's going to get worse and you're not going to like it there, then you're going to try to break your lease. So do things the right way. Now part 2 to this is, it can be popular, like when you actually pay your rent, you pay your deposits, it can be really popular. Sometimes agents will do this. It really comes more from an agent, and it's easy to get caught up to an agent scam when this happens. Is agents will talk you into, well, if you sign a 6-month lease, if you pay the 6 months in advance, I'll give you even a cheaper rate. Okay, I'll deduct the rent even more, but you can always negotiate. Or if you sign a year lease, if you pay your whole year in advance, I'll give you a cheaper month. I'll give you cheaper. So lots of times they'll deduct maybe 2,000 baht per month off the rent because you pay a whole year. You pay your whole contract up front. I would actually stay clear of this totally, just because a couple reasons. Okay. Again, I've been in Thailand for 3 years. And for one, there's agent scams. And how agent scams happen is they're not really scamming you per se. They're actually scamming the owner. So basically what happens is I sign a year lease and I pay a 1 year up front. I pay all the money to the agent, but the agent don't give no money to the owner. Okay? So basically the owner has no clue I'm in their condo. So because the agent don't tell them, the agent tells them, oh, I haven't rented out your condo yet. But yet they have, as I gave all the money to the agent. So about time the owner finds out I'm in their condo, of course what happens, they're trying to kick me out because they got no money. So at that point, I don't have to leave if tenant laws, but of course it's going to get more expensive for me because I'm going to have to go hire an attorney, and that attorney is going to fight for me so I can stay in that condo because I still paid for it, even though the owner didn't get no money, because I'm involved with a great big agent scam the agent is scamming the owner. So for one, I would always pay month by month. Don't pay 3 months in advance. Don't pay 6 months in advance. Don't pay a year in advance. Now the second thing here is, since I've even been here in this condo for over a year, what I learned by owners are always trying to sell their condos. You understand? So you don't want to pay a year in advance. You've been here for 3 months and they actually sell the condo. Now you have to leave because they sold the condo. You do have to leave by law because they don't have to evict you, but they sold the condo to somebody else. So if they sold their condo in month 3, well, what that means is they owe you another 9 months. So to get your money back from a Thai or even a Falong, it's going to be a rough way. Most of the time, you just going to suck it up and leave. I mean, even if you hire an attorney and sue, lots of times a Thai local will just say, I have no money, and it doesn't work out anyway. So, don't pay anything like that in advance. If you sign a 3 month lease, pay month by month. If you sign a 6 month or a year lease, pay month by month. That protects you just in case you're involved with any type of agent scam and they actually sell the condo unit. Number 26, let's dive into these contracts. So when you sign a contract, 100%, number 26 is always be on a contract. Always be on a contract between you and the condo owner. Make sure it's between you and the owner. It's not between you and the agent. It's not between you and the agent's company they work for. It's between you and the actual owner of the condo. Don't do handshake deals. Don't be staying in a condo when maybe the agent acts like you're a friend. They're doing you a favor. You don't have to be on a contract. You can leave anytime. Don't do that stuff, because usually when agents do this, again, we just talked about agent scams. So when the agents do this, something's not right. You know, your little intuition, your gut feeling should be tingling right now, because something's not right when agents start to do this. And it's usually you're involved. You're not scamming you, but they're usually involved. They're really scamming the owner. You know, you're really in the owner's unit without the owner knowing. So always be on contract, 100%. Never do handshake deals, ever. Never pay cash for anything. Don't come in and pay cash. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But always be on contract. Now, number 27. Okay, when you're on contract, make sure the contract is in your name. Make sure you know the owner's name. You know the owner's name, the owner's actual address, not the condo address, but the residential address where they live in Thailand. So the owner's name, the owner's residential address, not the condo address, but the way they live in Thailand. Okay. Also, at the end of the lease agreement, they should provide a picture of the Thai ID of the owner. So always request that. You always want to prove that you're renting you're renting the condo from the owner. This is going to protect you. Number 28, you thought you were done. Number 28, once you sign the contract, what you want to do is you're going to take this contract. Even if it's between you and the owner met you at the building and you're signing contracts and you're going through everything, or it's between the agent, what you want to do is, after you have this contract and it's signed, don't let the owner do it. You do it. You be proactive. You're going to take your contract and you're going to take it down to the Juristic office of the condo, and you're going to give them a copy, and you're going to make sure that they put you in the books for living there for whatever the remainder of your lease is. If it's 6 months, a year, that they put you in the books, and they know that you're staying there at that condo, and you give them a copy of your lease, or you give them your lease and you tell them to make a copy of it. You want your Juristic office to know that you're there. So you want to be proactive to this, because that way, like when I do this, I'm really limiting any type of scams, any type of condo scams, any type of funny business going on, because I'm being proactive with it. And I might just do it like right in front of the owner, or right in front of the agent themselves. I'm gonna take this down to Juristic, or maybe I'm sitting downstairs already and I go directly over to Juristic and get it settled, so they know I'm staying there. They know I'm staying in that unit. But you want to do this 100%. Don't have the owner say, "Oh, I'll do it. Don't worry about it," or the agent says, "I'll do it. Don't worry about it." No, it's fine if they do it, but you double check and you go down and make sure that they do it, and you talk to the Juristic office yourself, because this protects you as well. Okay, number 28. With Thailand, with lease agreements, usually the popular thing they do is, let's say I speak English, and they will give me an English version of the contract. But you want two versions, okay? You want an English version and you want a Thai version. You want both versions, and you want to push this, okay? You don't want them to say, "Oh, it's okay. The English version is good enough." No, like if you want me to live here, you want me to sign a contract, I want an English version and a Thai version. Now, if I speak French and I don't speak English, they may give you a French version and a Thai version, but most of the time, most people speak English and they do English versions. But so I'm using that as an example. But make sure they give you an English version. The reason why I tell you this is because if any dispute happens with your contract and you happen to go to Thai court, Thai court only goes by a Thai version. They don't go by an English version. So this English version right here is thrown out of court in Thai court. They're not going to use this English version. They're only going to use the Thai version. So this can be a little bit difficult, like if you don't have a Thai girlfriend or you don't have Thai friends that you trust, because the information I'm going to give you for you to do, when they give you an English version and a Thai version, of course you're not going to know what the Thai version says. So you're going to want somebody to translate the Thai version for you before you sign. And it should be somebody that you trust, either a girlfriend you've been going out with for a long time, or you have a Thai friend that's been your Thai friend for a long time as well. Just because, again, the Thai version, they use the Thai version in court if there's a dispute that happens to go to court. So again, the English version can say anything they want it to. Okay, and they can totally change the Thai version to say something else when it's actually time to go to court. 30 is, let's talk about payment. Now, this kind of goes into common sense, but a lot of people do this. Like I said before, don't pay anything in cash. Okay, in your own country, you're not going to move into a condo, move into an apartment complex and go in there and pay cash. Okay, because you know that if any dispute happens and they say you didn't pay, and you pay cash, there's no proof that you paid because you gave them cash. The same thing happens in Thailand. Don't pay cash, okay? So when you pay, you pay your first month, you pay your last month, and you pay 1 month security deposit. Okay, always have proof. And there's 3 ways to pay in Thailand. Okay, the first way is 100%. You're going to need the Wise app. Now, the Wise app is how you transfer money in Thailand, and you can get like a Wise debit card where you can use the Wise debit card in Thailand. The only thing, the Wise debit card is really good, except you can't use it everywhere in Thailand. So you're still going to need cash. But when we're talking about rent, you don't pay cash. With the Wise app, you can actually put in either the owner's account information and you're doing a transfer directly to the owner, or you're doing a transfer directly to the agent. But the Wise, inside the app, it keeps track of everybody you're transferring to. So I got proof that I'm paying my rent, or I got proof that I paid my first month, last month, and security deposit. You always want proof. Now, a second way to do this is if you've been living here for a little while, or you came here and you started a Thai account. If you have a Thai account or a Thai bank account, you're doing the same thing. You're transferring money from your Thai bank account to either the owner or to the agent or to the agent's company. But when I'm doing a transfer like that, again, I have proof because I have that transfer from my bank. The third way to do this is this is a little bit more if you trust somebody, like you have a Thai girlfriend, you have a Thai boyfriend, you two been going out for a while, you trust them. You can use Wise and you can transfer money to your girlfriend's account, and your girlfriend's account, they can pay their rent for you. Now that's something how I do it, just because I've known my girlfriend for 3 years. So, I transfer money to her for the month, and then she pays the rent for me out of her Thai bank account. That's how I do it. But again, like, you want to make sure you trust somebody. And when you're transferring money to like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, again, I only transfer month by month, like my monthly expenses. So I don't transfer like 3, 4, 5, 6 months in advance. That way there's no temptation to really kind of take your money and run with it. So I don't really do anything like that. I go month by month, but that's an option as well. So those are the 3 options when you're paying your rent, but don't pay in cash. No, okay? I gotta tell you this. I don't know how many people I meet that pay in cash, and sometimes they get screwed and they wonder why. Like sometimes I'm scratching my head. I want to pull out my long hair because like, why are you doing it in Thailand when you wouldn't even do it in your own country? Like, what are you thinking? Okay, finally the last one. This would be number 30, 31, or 32. But anyway, be non-negotiable. Remember, There's hundreds of condos in Thailand. You can 100% get exactly what you want and cater it to your life. This is what I want you to understand. This is what I want you to walk away with and take away, is that you can get exactly what you want to pay for, the exact location, what you want to do, what you want to do on the outside of the condo, what type of life you want to have, how big the condo want to be. If you want fancy amenities, you can have anything you want. So be non-negotiable. And what I mean by that is when you come in, you view condos, you look at condos, anything you don't like, okay, then just walk away. Don't, and what I mean by that is don't settle. Don't settle thinking, well, I got to put up with this. Because I see a lot of people do this here, even in Wahin, even when I stay here at La Casita, is I see people settle. They don't like something and they act like they're stuck. They can't do anything about it. But if you don't like your life, okay, if something's going on, you have the power to change it. So be non-negotiable. That's the same thing with me. I'm going to be looking at new condos here after the holidays, probably near the end of January, going into February. I'm going to move out of Wahin. I'm going to a different area in Thailand. So I'm going to follow all these principles. Once I walk in, if I see signs of weird rules, boom, my decision's made up. I'm not going to stay there. Okay, if they have a small parking area, boom, I'm non-negotiable. I'm not going to stay there because I own a motorbike. So I know that what's going to come with that. And what I did leave out, even when there's limited parking, most of the time your car and your motorbike gets scratched up, like in the condo complex property. So that's another thing you got to think about too. So be non-negotiable. If the room's not big enough, the architectural layout of the room isn't what I exactly want, I know there's a condo that's going to give me exactly what I want, exactly what I like. So be non-negotiable. That's what, and I keep on saying that over and over and over. You can have whatever life that you want. You can live anywhere you want. Okay. So just cater it to your life, cater to everything you want. That way you're happy. It's all about that. It's all about being happy, doing what you want, living your dream life. We all don't want the same things. We all like different things, but it's about what makes you happy. And you got to figure that out. But other than that, my friends, thanks for hanging in. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I haven't edited it yet. But thanks for hanging in. Comment below. I'll help you out. Remember, I love you guys. Happy holidays. And I will see you in the next video.